Welcome back to another episode of Wolf Takes a Bite. This is John Wolf. Yes, I got so excited I forgot to do this. So we're going to do this right now. This is my intro. Hey, guess what we're going to be talking about? Serial killers. I know this is one of y'all's favorite things to listen to. Hopefully we do this one justice because it's by far one of the most infamous serial killers of all time. We're going to be talking about the Zodiac Killer. One, two.
Maybe you should be Nezuko so you could shut the fuck up. Was that not funny to you?
I thought it was funny.
Oh, okay.
I expected that.
John, I was fucking with you. Let's do this thing. John, let's make some Wolf Takes a Bite.
Excuse me. I was just grabbing a drink of totally normal soda. Hey, this is John Wolf. Welcome to Wolf Takes a Bite. My co-host, Devin Gray, totally human.
I'm John Wolf.
I mean, shit, I'm Devin Gray. I fucked up.
Yeah, but I wouldn't wear this. So you're somebody totally different.
I want you to wear goth clothes so bad. And also, you look hot in my vest.
I think you just like the way the vest looks.
You look hot in my vest.
Relax. I need you to calm down.
Oh, yeah.
You're worried about that when your content currently is, oh, yeah?
Okay, welcome to another episode of Wolf Takes a Bite. We decided to swap roles slightly today because, as you know, right now we are in the New Year's season, getting close to.
Oh my God. Is that when this episode goes?
Yeah. Perfectly planned as by design.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! I don't know that for sure, but I'm probably...
God damn it.
Whenever this drops, it's somewhere around that time, I feel like.
Today is October 30th.
It could be December.
Well, when the episode drops, sure.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about today.
Oh.
Yeah. Halloween's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah, for us, not for you.
I'm going to be Jack Skellington because I'm so skinny.
What was it, 3% body fat or something like that? Is that what you...
He's all bones.
I'm talking about you.
Oh, yeah, I am 30% body fat.
Yeah, but that's not what you said at first.
Yeah, but I'm at 30. It's more cushion for the pushing. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, that's right.
It is warm.
What are we talking about
today?
It is
raining. And it's raining blood because today we're talking about the Zodiac Killer.
Ooh.
Hence the reason, hopefully, this comes out somewhere near
New Year's.
New Year's, yeah. Good. Also, my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. I am now 27.
No joke will top that this episode. The entire episode. That's going to be the funniest joke. What?
Why is that funny?
You're like 60.
What? How dare you, sir?
Well, you're certainly not now 27 years old.
I'm 60. I can't be fun.
So we're talking about the Zodiac Killer. Really not looking forward to this. I'll be 100% honest with you.
Meh.
Not a big fan of true crime.
You're John Wolf. What do you mean?
Oh, this is just a costume. This year for Halloween, I'm going as John Wolf.
All right, I'm Devin Gray. Listen, guys. Oh, my God. This is complete bullshit. Don't listen to a thing that he says.
But we're talking about something real. This actually happened, though.
I redact my statement.
You have the notes. You still have to be John. We're just both John in this episode.
Okay.
We're just both John.
Okay.
Yeah. You're less cool, John, because I've got the coat.
Damn it. Somehow I got sucker punched into this arrangement.
You didn't want to wear the coat.
It was warm. Also, I've been drinking since, oh my God, for 4.5 hours.
Is that all? Here, buddy. Have some more.
That's just what I need.
We're off to a great start, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Zodiac Killer, baby! I'm losing my mind! If you're on the audio only version of this, I suggest you switch immediately to YouTube because I'm sorry.
Fuck. Oh, this is going to be an episode.
Hey, yeah, I've been planning it. Did you just spit your fucking drink?
I was really close.
God damn it. We've been doing this for 4.5 hours straight.
We've been in production literally all day.
Oh, my God. It's season 1 all over.
We get an actual break, though, at the end of this one. We get like a solid hour.
I can't wait for your wife's lasagna.
Yeah, me neither. It's going to be pretty fire.
I'm stoked.
Yeah. And then we get to watch
Oh, I'm not stoked.
All right, so last week's episode... Hold on, wait.
We're already 7 minutes in.
No, fuck you. You don't get to do... No, asshole. Listen. So, last week's episode, we were talking about the... Last week, we were talking about the exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yes.
And and we decided to do a crossover episode for another show that me and John do called Pod Daddies. If you haven't heard Pod Daddies, that episode, the one that we're talking about, if it's not already out, it will be very shortly after this. It's almost certainly already out. But what you can do is you can listen to that episode while watching The Exorcist for our live feedback. And that's a crossover episode for Wolf Takes a Bite and Pod Daddies. Go listen to Pod Daddies, out now.
Yep. And on top of that, let me go ahead and preface it with the challenge was, hey, John, you should totally be drunk for that.
No, you were supposed to be drunk for the other Pod Daddies thing that we did today. And you were, kind of. Just not this drunk. So it's going to be great.
I'm not drunk. I've only drank I've only drank 1 bottle of Bullet.
Yes, and we all know you're a heavy drinker, so you can drink more than a bullet, than one bottle.
One more than 1 bottle, yes. So that's why I have a blood bag of suicide and a homeless man that I found on the street. So let's go ahead and get into the Zodiac Killer. Speaking of homeless men.
Great, can't wait.
Yeah, speaking of homeless men. Here's another glass. Why not? Just
3 glasses.
What's in here?
4 cups over here.
Yep. The Zodiac Killer. Also, Wolf Takes a Bite water bottle available on GreatManMedia.com.
At some point, the show will start, I promise.
It will! We have to get through the ads. Also, if you see an ad on this, we've made it.
Zoom in on me. Zoom in on me. Help! Help!
Devin, what do you know about the Zodiac Killer?
I saw that movie with John. Iron Man. Iron Man.
What?
Iron Man.
What?
He was one of the detectives in that movie.
No.
Yes, he was. I will bet you
Cap.
any amount of money you want to bet. I will bet you a fake $50 bill.
I already got that.
I know. I'll bet you.
I print them. No, no, I don't. No,
You heard that.
No,
You heard that.
No, I don't. Total fucking lie that I just told. Anyway.
I'm looking it up.
Okay. While you're doing that, let me go and preface it that one of my favorite renditions of the Zodiac Killer is during the seasons, I think it's 3 and 4 of Psych.
It had Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it had some other people in it too, but.
Is that Mark Ruffalo?
Ruffalo.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know him.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had Mysterio, Iron Man, and the Hulk.
Yeah.
All in this movie.
And you know me and the Hulk go way back.
Yeah. For sure. Anyway.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, Devin.
Anyway, I don't know much about the Zodiac Killer. Not like factual anyway. I assume the movies were based on it, but like all movies, it was probably an exaggeration.
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly.
No, I'm disagreeing with him to make him feel better.
It was 100% accurate.
No.
Oh, it wasn't accurate at all.
I mean, yes. I don't know what your question is. I don't know. I unsubscribe.
Why don't you tell... Oh god. Oh god. Please come back.
This is so much. I'll cut some of the laughter down. I swear to God, if this is too much.
Eat my fucking ass.
We'll work up to that. Eventually, this episode will start.
I swear on everything. 12 minutes in. 13 minutes in.
Jesus fuck. All right. Let's get serious, guys.
Yeah. What do I know about the Zodiac Killer? I saw the movie. It had Jake Gyllenhaal and Robert Downey Jr. And it had Mark Ruffalo.
Sounds great. Also, one of my favorite renditions of the storytelling for the Zodiac Killer is Psych's rendition of it, because Psych is a great show.
I love Psych.
It's
There's a
fantastic.
pineapple in every episode.
I know. They're polyamorous. Anyway, so the Zodiac Killer is a pseudonym for an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California in the late 1960s.
Whoa.
Yes. Now, the case has been described as the most famous unsolved murder case in American history, becoming a fixture of popular culture and inspiring amateur detectives to attempt to solve it themselves. We could do that.
That's what we're doing.
Wasn't prepared for that, but sure.
We're going to figure it out today.
Oh my God. In fact, we will, because I tell you what, later on in the notes, I think the case has been solved, by the way, as of recently as last year.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And just no one knew about it but us.
Uh-huh.
Would you imagine?
I mean, I was told by my girlfriend. So as of this, a post that I sourced this information from, criminal status.
No, they know who it is. My girlfriend told me.
Well, she said she saw a documentary. I don't know if it's verified yet. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
It was a bunch of old men telling the story that were actually there for the original first series of murders.
When did this happen?
Very pervy old men. The 1960s. Early 1960s. Northern California.
Where? Northern California?
Yes.
Interesting. Do you think any amateur detectives could?
Are you recapping? Are you really doing a recap? Moving on. So far,
show them his face.
Okay. This is a rendition made by the police department of what he was described to look like.
I think they call that an artist.
An artist depiction.
Yeah.
Yes, the composite sketch made in 1969 based on eyewitness accounts of the Predesto Heights murder.
Huh.
Now, so far, never caught, according to this post, but I have information upon that. 5 confirmed dead, 2 injured, possibly 20 to 28 total murders.
That's quite a bit.
Also, claimed to have killed 37.
That's almost as much as Mothman.
Almost. And this is probably one of the most predominant serial killers in history. One of the hardest to find, one of the hardest to catch. They got Gacy, they got Dahmer.
They never got the Zodiac Killer.
They didn't for a very long time. The case went cold, in fact, and they reopened it in 2014.
Whoa! Did they get him?
There was new information, and murders started popping up again. That kind of embodied his MO.
Yes.
What are you doing? So, the span of the original crimes is between 1968 through 1969. That's only 1 year.
Nice.
Now, it was through California, Nevada, possibly other areas surrounding the California coastline. It could be as far as Washington, as far as we know. But because of the lack of communication between police departments, it can't be confirmed or said for sure. But some theories do state that it went as far as Seattle.
Dog. This man was marking motherfuckers.
I mean, he did have a nickname as the Highway Killer.
Oh, wasn't the Zodiac Killer?
It was also that. But I'm saying, there were several names and chain serial killings that were going on along the 101 specifically.
In the beginning of the movie, he was killing a chick and a dude.
Oh, you saw a movie?
Yeah, with Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, and Robert Downey Jr. Fuck you, jackass.
Triggered much?
My short-term memory is compromised.
Yes, it is. Or I just like triggering Devin. You decide.
This is John Wolf.
Drop in the comments what do you think. So the Zodiac murders have
After you unsubscribe.
but then resubscribe. Always resubscribe. Anyway, the Zodiac murders 5 known victims in San Francisco Bay Area between December of 1968 through 1969, operating in rural, urban, and suburban settings. He targeted young couples specifically and a lone male cab driver.
That's the one he almost got caught with.
That is his first almost catch.
So the movie was actually kind of...
They were kind of on point with that. Well, see, that's when he was loose and new.
Yeah.
Which, with the Zodiac Killer, it's really actually interesting to do a lot of like reading into, especially his notes and stuff that he sent to the police department. He sent shit to the police department like, "Hey, I'm bored. Try and catch me. Here's some hints."
I think in the movie he was sending it to a news department, and like
it was something like that. Yeah, but he still
in the
got
movie
around.
they made it seem like it was one dude who he was sending it to constantly. I'm sure that's not the case. But
Now there is something to that. Now there was one detective that he specifically...
Is that what it was?
It was a detective that he specifically had a kind of like fling with, essentially. Because
like he was fucking him?
Like he was feeling like that was the only person who was intelligent enough to actually catch him. But the guy still never could.
Yeah, he got away.
Yeah.
He's not caught.
Several times.
He's still not caught.
Yet. Until the end of these notes, when I'm maybe reveal something.
Where he gets caught. At the end of this episode, the police department will arrest the Zodiac
From what
Killer.
I've heard, and cannot confirm it this early into the episode, which is only 30 minutes, and we're already halfway through it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Should this be a long one?
Maybe you could just...
Devin...
It took you 13 minutes to start this episode. Don't you put this on me. Don't you put this on me.
Is this not good or not?
What?
It's a good one.
Yeah, I know, but you can't...
it's a banger!
But you can't...
I'm calling banger rights. Anyway,
it can be a long one as long as you don't lose the video.
Fair. Probably want to text Jess and have her double check, make sure it's still recording. Anyway, so he targeted young couples. Now, specifically, Lover's Lane was the area in question that they would be murdered. Now, there was a place in north of Vallejo, California, that typically had a lover's lane, like many areas of the beautiful coastline of California. Now, one of these areas specifically, these two cops, these detectives, one was a beat cop, the other one was another beat cop. Now, they got upgraded to detectives to work this case specifically. And these were during the first 5 murders, which... it might be audio only though, however. I'm just going to say that.
Francisco was terrorized in the late 60s and early 70s by a man who called himself the Zodiac Killer. He claimed 37 murders. Police confirmed at least 6. 4 years ago, the killing stopped, and so did Zodiac's letter. Now there's another letter. For that, Tom Shell.
San Francisco police displayed a blackboard with excerpts of the latest Zodiac letter at a news conference last night. Police are convinced it's authentic. Deputy San Francisco Police Chief Clem D'Amica said it's the 16th letter received from the Zodiac Killer and the first since 1974. Letter number 16 has breathed new life into the investigation of at least 6 murders blamed on the Zodiac. Old files will be reviewed again. For the last 9 years, the Zodiac investigation has been headed by Homicide Inspector David Tosky.
I have always felt a gut feeling that he was not dead and that he was out there somewhere and that he would communicate. I was always hoping that he would communicate and not commit an act. A letter I can hand.
Headquarters. He said he was sick, he needed help, and he wanted to talk to Belli on television. All the scheduled guests were canceled from the show on the ABC station KGO. Belli waited for Zodiac to call on the private line. The phone was not tapped. The killer telephoned 12 times. He spoke very little with attorney Belli trying to draw him out.
Jim said, well, Maybe he's afraid of being beaten up or something like that. Now, what can I say?
Well, why don't we just ask Sam to tell us a little bit more about what he's feeling right now? Tell us about your feelings, Sam. You know, just tell us anything you want to.
And then we'll come back and I'll give you a specific answer to this question, are you going to the gas chamber? Stay with us so I can answer that for you. But will you attend on Jim just a minute and tell him what you're feeling or talk to us?
Just tell us what's going on inside you right now, Sam, please.
I have headache.
All right.
How long have you had those headaches, Sam? In a long time?
Since I killed a kid.
If it all boils down to the question of you're giving yourself up, if you could be assured that you wouldn't get capital punishment.
Go ahead.
So this is when he called into a news
I
station.
want to kill those kids.
Belli finally arranged to meet Zodiac in Daly City, a suburb south of San Francisco, to talk in person. The attorney waited in an office building, but Zodiac never showed. I asked Belli if he thought the man who called really was the Zodiac Killer.
I can't. Negative. I can't say. All I can say is this man needed help. This man seemed like a man who was coming up to a storm or to a
Is this real?
This very blood-curdling thing. Children kill.
Are we sure?
Sort of an agonized cutoff.
89% sure.
Enough to turn your hair whiter than mine.
89's not great.
That's
So
pretty
inside
good.
the thrift shop,
It's passing grade.
Vincent DePaul, attorney Melvin Belli, and the San Francisco police waited for the
It's definitely
Zodiac
real.
Killer.
Look, it's an
The
ABC
man did not
News.
show. So now all we can do is wait perhaps for that next phone call from the man who calls himself Zodiac, who has killed 5 and says he's going to kill again. Dick Shoemaker, ABC News, San Francisco.
Definitely not fake. But here's the thing. He was well known for this. To be so brazen that he would reach out,
Yeah, he was basically taunting the cops a lot, right?
cops, media, everything, because he wanted the infamy. Like, his whole thing was that he was going for... So the murders for him, like, so there's okay, let me back up. There's several different kinds of serial killers. There's ones that do it for, sick, twisted, granted, but it's self-pleasure. So there's
Like
sexual pleasures.
Got it. I mean, yeah.
Then there's
I've seen Criminal Minds.
mental disorders, and then there's killers who do it for the fame.
Zodiac, while probably a mixture of both the mental thing and the fame thing, probably leaning more towards the fame, or at least it seems that way based on his behaviors.
Still mentally deranged, however. But yes, I would say it is fame directed because his murders were very brutal.
It seems like the people who are more leaning towards the fame, they're usually more copycat oriented.
There's plenty of copycats to the Zodiac Killer too.
I believe that. Yeah,
That is
I have
absolute.
no doubt.
There's absolutely like at least 3 or 4 people who have tried to copycat him, but were swiftly caught.
Fuckers.
Well, because of the notes. They tried to send in the notes, be like, hey, I made this murder, I did this, I did that.
But they just weren't as crafty.
They weren't as crafty. Their hand signatures, their way they drew it, the cops and everything just knew that the analytics didn't match up, and they knew it wasn't his actual sigil. Which is, if you see in the video here that we just watched, is that circle with the cross in it.
If you've seen the video that we just watched.
I'm talking to my audio listeners.
Okay.
Okay.
Enough.
Yeah. See, I still have
Hey. Well played.
I have my own wherewithal still.
Well played.
Thank you. So here's the deal.
I'm listening.
He left several things for newspapers, threatening killing sprees, bombings. If they were not printed in the newspapers or posted on the media and for news and broadcast, some of the letters actually included cryptograms and ciphers, which needed to be solved, which were actually very complicated. Which really
Big fan of puzzles, this guy.
Kind of a spawn for the Riddler, isn't it? Just saying. However,
I got one for you.
yeah.
Who's that band that goes they do the thunder and the thunder lightning and the thunder.
So Lady Gaga.
No, it's They also do radioactive.
Oh, you're talking about Imagine Dragons.
Imagine dragging these nuts on your face.
That was not a riddle.
Oh, well, Bubbles was looking for you. Damn it, I fucked that one up.
Yeah, you did.
Did you used to blow bubbles as a kid? Always looking for you.
Did not.
That's how that joke goes. Sorry, yeah, that wasn't a riddle. I actually did have a riddle, but I completely forgot it. So,
Well, you came back with 2 terrible ones, so
makes
up for 1 good one.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna find you a riddle.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, keep going.
Sure. So
I'm all over it.
So you left.
I'm gonna do this for you.
Yeah. Okay. Cryptograms and ciphers. It's really for yourself. In which the killer claimed that he was collecting his victims as slaves for the afterlife, which is obviously showing a religious aspect to his dysmorphia. Which, when I say dysmorphia, know this: serial killers do display different forms of dysmorphia. Hence the reason they feel the compulsion to kill. Now, out of the 4 ciphers he produced, 2 still remain unsolved, and 1 was cracked only in 2020, Devin.
One of the ciphers was?
Yes, one of the unsolved ciphers.
Do we have it?
I don't have it in hand, but if I can find it, which I should be able to, I'll post it here.
Okay.
Now, again, he uses different cryptograms and different styles of cryptography, using different languages and symbols, usually relating to the Chinese zodiac, as well as even ancient cryptography, such as like, I'm sorry, I'm blanking, Egyptian cryptography.
Like with hieroglyphs and shit?
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, while many theories regarding the identity of the killer have been suggested, the only suspect authorities ever publicly named was Arthur Leah Allen.
It wasn't him.
A former elementary school teacher, convicted sex offender who died in 1992.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
It was not him. Obviously, because we have evidence that there was still something going on even as recently as 2020.
I just remember that in the movie.
Although the Zodiac ceased written communications around 1974, the unusual nature of the case led to internal interest that sustained throughout the years. More specifically in the FBI. The FBI has essentially been putting probies on this case for a very long time.
Nice.
Yes.
What starts with E, ends with E, and only has 1 letter in it. Oh, yeah.
PP?
What starts with E?
Oh, no idea.
You don't know? Think on it. Starts with E, ends with E, has 1 letter. Keep going.
Get up fucked. The San Francisco Police Department marked the case inactive as of April 2004. It reopened some point prior to March 2007. The case also remains open in the city of Vallejo, which I did speak upon, because it is where most of the murders took place, as well as in Napa County and Solano County. The California Department of Justice has maintained an open case file on the Zodiac murder since 1969. Now, the murders specifically in correspondence, we can, if you want, I don't have to, but I do have information on the victims, the first 5. Or we can move on through those murders and their very gruesome details, which, by the way, again, hearing an interview that I heard as of yesterday.
Of the killer?
Of the officers who came on to the first murder.
Oh, right, the old guys.
Yes.
Yes.
They were quite pervy.
Yeah.
I mean, 60s, 70s, whatever. They spoke of a female who was between the ages of 18 and 30, which, and back in the 60s and 70s, I'm pretty sure you could tell the difference.
Yeah, you can't nowadays, but...
I mean, 18-year-old girls in the 60s versus 18-year-old girls in the... 30-year-old girls in the 60s. You could tell a difference.
I feel like you'd probably be able to.
Absolutely. I mean, Total difference.
Also, did they not identify this person?
See, that was another thing.
Like, you think once they identified, they would have got a date of birth.
So, if I can find the same clip I'm talking about, I'm going to post it. But I'm going to tell you right now. The thing is, they were talking about specifically one of these first murders where apparently the Zodiac Killer fired a warning shot through the roof of the car. They were sitting on Lover's Lane, a lookout, a place to fuck.
Anal Point.
Yep, something like that. And
I remember this from the movie.
Okay, so they got pulled out of the car after that first warning shot.
Mm-hmm.
The male was shot in the head head and chest several times. There was multiple bullets fired. There was casings everywhere. Zodiac Killer wasn't very clean around this time.
You'd think he would be.
Also, there wasn't bullet tracing. And they don't have that now either. But still, it's not like it was that.
What do you mean bullet tracing?
Where they could tell the firing of a weapon, if it was the same weapon fired in 2 murder cases by the rifling of the actual slug. If you find the slug, you can identify the rifling in forensics.
Are you sure he wasn't wearing a bag around the gun?
Doesn't matter. The rifling inside the gun
you're talking about
that makes the bullet spin is different. So if you find 2 that match up exactly, it was fired from the same gun. Right. Then you could take that and probably cross-reference it on gun purchase reports, see if it was used in any other crimes, and then maybe link that back to a purchase.
Yeah, purchaser.
Now, anyway, besides the actual statistics of finding a killer using gun rifling, the female was shot in the chest several times. Now, they were both kind of halfway alive when these 2 police officers arrived. The weird thing is the way these 2 old men described it. Another thing is that same officer supposedly saw the woman the night prior at a party.
So are you saying he's the Zodiac Killer?
And relations in a very small town of less than 5,000 say that he knew her.
Is he the Zodiac Killer?
I'm not sure.
But you said you know who the Zodiac Killer is. Or we have evidence, right? At the end?
There is supposedly evidence that he has been found and caught.
The Zodiac Killer or
as
the cop?
of late of 2021.
It starts with E, it ends with E, and it has 1 letter.
Funny how that misses the media. First letters from the Zodiac stating... Now, what I'm talking about here...
Is it the first E or the last E?
All I'm talking about is the letters that the Zodiac wrote to the media.
Oh, those letters.
Exactly.
I thought you were talking about my riddle still. I was like, man, come on, let the riddle go, bro. It's fine. Keep bringing up this riddle.
I like killing people because it is so much fun.
Do we have a picture of this?
No.
Oh.
It's so much fun. Well, I can probably find it. All right.
I meant for the video, yeah.
Yeah. I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all.
That's true.
To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part of it is that when they die, I will be reborn in paradise. And all that I have killed will become my slaves. I will not give you my name because you will try to soil down or atop my cataloging of slaves for my afterlife. And that is a word in itself.
That's a word and a half, my guy.
Yeah. Enbrotonometaphy.
You notice how that doesn't end with an E?
Yep.
And it also has multiple letters?
And it ends with an I, which sounds like E.
So it can't be the answer to my riddle.
It's not. The solution to the Zodiac's 408 symbol cipher solved. Well, of course, that was a letter that he wrote. So that makes sense that stuff would be misspelled and everything because there were ciphers in it. All right. That makes sense. The solution to the 408th symbol cipher solved in August of 1969, including faithful translations of spelling and grammar errors in the original. The meaning, if any, of the final 18 letters is and has not been determined yet. On August 1st, 1969, 3 letters prepared by the killer were received at the Vallejo Times-Herald. San Francisco Chronicle, and the San Francisco Examiner.
That's the news media outlet thing that I'm talking about.
Absolutely. The nearly identical letters subsequently described by psychiatrists to have been written by, and quote, someone you would expect to be brooding and isolated. They took credit for the shootings at Lake Herman Road, which is Lover's Lane, and Blue Rock Springs, another subsidiary area of that area. Each letter also included 1/3 of a 408 symbols cryptogram, which the killer claimed contained his identity. The killer demanded that they be printed on each paper's front page, or he would cruise, end quote, cruise around all weekend killing lone couples in the night, then move on and kill again until I end up with a dozen people for the weekend.
12 people over a weekend's a lot.
I mean, murders. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I thought he was talking about sexual partners. Yeah, that's a lot of murders.
He made these kinds of threats all the time.
Yeah.
It was a big challenge that he posted to the media for people to solve his riddles and rhymes in order to catch him.
I mean, he was basically just saying, you're not going to catch me. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Again, just taunting the police.
Or anyone in the community, really.
Yeah, general mayhem and, fear.
I really hate to do this to you. I think we have to stop.
I mean, why don't you do the recent information?
I guess I will spin this off with the people who we are sure did not commit these murders. Sound good?
Well, Emma Riddle, but yeah.
No, yeah, Andy Riddle. According to researcher Tom Voigt, fingerprint comparison in February 1989 eliminated 1970s killer Ted Bundy as a person of interest, which was suspected as a killer.
I mean, would it have been shocking?
Not really. But then again, they both had different MOs. Way different MOs. I actually would have been very shocked if he was the killer.
He was killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, but he did in a way different way.
But he was killing motherfuckers.
Also, serial killer Edward Edwards.
Yeah.
There's 2 E's. Is that it? No? Okay.
No, it's one word.
Who committed 5 murders between... Well, that's still one word. Between
Edwards? That's 2 words.
It's still one word said twice.
It doesn't start with an E and end with an E.
Okay, fair enough.
And it doesn't have one
serial
letter.
killer Edward Edwards, who committed 5 murders between 1977 and 1996, was linked to the Zodiac murders and several other unsolved cases by former cold case detective John A. Cameron, where Cameron's theories were met with almost universal disdain, especially from law enforcement. And we can get more into that.
I was going to say why, but I guess, yeah, that's fair.
Ted Kaczynski, a domestic terrorist and mathematician, also known as the Unabomber.
That guy.
That would be a fun one to cover.
I guess.
All right. Also, the Manson family was cleared of these supposed allegations.
Yeah, again, they completely different thing that they had going on.
They did. And Manson family is actually, what an awesome cult that was. I want to start covering cult stuff.
What did you just say?
So what an awesome cult that was.
Okay. I just want to make sure that.
Out of the most infamous cults in, crazy people history, that was one of the most interesting ones to learn about. Okay. For sure. We'll see you next time on Wolf Takes a Bite. Well, maybe we hopefully cover part 2 of this. Please comment as soon as possible so I know to start doing research. And I have a lot already, but I want to get into really more of the cryptograph stuff. I want to get into more of the serial killer stuff. I mean, I have literally
It ran out of memory, didn't it?
I have 32 pages. What?
Did your phone die?
Kill the audio. Are you
Yeah.
fucking serious?
The answer is envelope.
I'm blue. Dee doo dum da 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 dee da 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 dee doo doo ba. Hey. No, because it was wrong. But thanks for your comment, Devin. And just like that, you can comment too by typing anywhere down below of any of our videos. Give us your feedback. Just like this episode of Wolf Takes a Bite, it was amazing as always. But we can't do this without your support. So go to greenmanmediaco.com, buy some merch, and check us out.